Tonight's dinner is leftover jambalaya. Instead of putting it on spinach today, I made a side of coleslaw. This recipe was really good. Hubby remembered that we had matcha ice cream, so we're having this little dessert tonight. It's basically a couple of scoops of Haagen-Dazs matcha ice cream with those rice flour balls, kind of like mochi that I made in that hot ginger sweet soup. This time I cooked them and then I dunked them in some cold water to cool them down. And we're just having it with ice cream. Yummy. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday today. Hubby and I just came back from the grocery store. Actually, it's been probably an hour since we've been back. We wanted to get another mini blueberry pie because it was really good, but they didn't have any, so we came back just with other things that we needed. And I decided to make carrot cake because I still have 4 carrots and I have all of the other ingredients. I also bought cream cheese for the frosting, so I might as well get on that today. So now I'm just peeling and shredding some carrots. I'm preheating the oven. I've already mixed together the dry ingredients. I'm using whole wheat flour, some baking soda. I added some baking powder to the recipe. And what else is in there? Some salt and some cinnamon. I'm gonna peel and shred 4 carrots and then I'll mix the wet ingredients. I'm gonna make them into cupcakes rather than like one full carrot cake. And I'm gonna be making 12 cupcakes. So that should be tasty. We only have 1 bagel left. Hubby ate 2 bagels yesterday, so today's bagel is for me. But at some point, I want to make bagels again too because they just turned out so well. They're pretty small, so we've been eating 2 bagels each pretty much every time we eat the bagels, but yesterday I only had 1. We also haven't had our smoothies yet this morning, so I'm going to be making those at some point. Maybe after the cupcakes go into the oven. We'll have that. I'm gonna have my bagel, a cupcake. It was really quiet on the street today when we went out. We probably left the condo at around 8:30. So we got to the grocery store maybe just before 9. The grocery store though was quite busy. There were a lot of people shopping this morning, and of course with the physical distancing measures, the people are more spaced out. Even though there are fewer people, you have to wait a little bit longer in line for the checkout. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. These peelers are so good. They just work so well. Can't remember where we bought these. Do you remember? Oh, he's on the phone. But they shred really nicely. There's one that's an actual shredder and the other 2 that we have are peelers, and I'm so glad we bought them. I think we bought them at the home show, if I'm not mistaken. We watched the demo, and usually the demo is kind of, I don't know, they're just really good at it, and then when you get the item home, it doesn't work as well. But this one works exactly as advertised. I think I was able to try it as well. I saw some people trying it. I can't remember if I tried it myself, but we ended up buying them and I'm so glad we did. This definitely adds value to my life. I love shredding zucchini too for that pasta that I like to make with shrimp. And overall, it's just like really handy to have. These turned out so well. We've already eaten a couple of them, and I was kind of worried when I put them in the oven because there was so much carrot and so little batter, but ended up working out really well. I also made this big batch of cream cheese frosting, so I've just been frosting as we eat the cupcake. Here are the rest of the cupcakes. I just went ahead and iced them all because icing usually helps keep the muffin or cupcake moist. We have 8 cupcakes remaining. We're gonna have 1 more each tonight and then save the rest for tomorrow. They actually don't look very good, but they taste really good. Not the best at icing, you guys know that. We ended up eating 8 of the cupcakes yesterday, so we only have 4 left. We're gonna have the rest now. There's so much carrot in here. It's really, really delicious. I reduced the sugar in the base though, because I knew the icing would be like super sweet. Hey everyone, it is Sunday today, Sunday afternoon, and I am having a really, really early dinner. This is the last of the jambalaya I made, and I'm also going to have, I think, some avocado toast after this because I have 2 ripe avocados that I should really eat in the next day or 2. I made the mistake today of going out in the afternoon. It's a beautiful day out today, but this morning it was cooler and quite rainy throughout the entire morning. I knew I should have gotten the majority of my steps in the morning as I normally do, but comfort-seeking me wanted to wait. I ended up kind of doing half and half. I did end up going out in the morning in the rain and such, and it was fine. There was nobody out when I went out in the morning, but then when I got back home I had fewer than 3,000 steps, so I knew I would have to go out again at some point. So last week, if you recall my vlog, hubby and I went down to the CN Tower area, and on the way back home we walked along Harbourfront and it was very quiet. This was Sunday morning though, and I should have known that on a beautiful Sunday afternoon there would be a lot more people, but Harbourfront was so crowded. I was like, and a lot of people don't mind getting really close to you, and I was a bit surprised by that. And a lot of people were in groups, so I was like, oh boy, if this is a sign of the types of gatherings that are going to be happening when the weather gets nicer, we're in some trouble and this is going to last quite a bit longer. But anyway, I'm going to have my very early dinner, and today is going to be a little bit more of a self-care day. Since hubby is working, I'm going to take an Epsom salt bath. The rest of the day I'm pretty free. I submitted my project work on Friday, and this is part 3 of 12, so there's going to be more work coming, but right now I have a bit of a break. One of you guys recommended LaCroix, the mango one, so I did end up buying it and I really like it. Hubby is probably going to be home at around 11:30, I think, at the very latest, so it's going to be a bit of a later night tonight, but that's okay. I've been taking short naps during the day and I am starting to sleep through the night again, which is nice, but I find I don't sleep as much at night. I bought this spread at the grocery store the other day. I was so excited to see it. I can't wait to try it. I'm gonna have it on some Melba toast for my dessert right now. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. It's quite runny, and I guess there's juice in here to sweeten it. It's very sweet and not all that chestnutty. Hubby and I placed an order at Indie Ale House. This is one of the breweries we wanted to try, but in light of what's happening with COVID-19, I don't know when we're gonna be able to get out there. So we saw they were offering free shipping if you order 12 or more beers. So we went ahead and did that. They gave us this cute little card with 2 awesome stickers. And here, I just noticed that the stickers are their beer labels, which is awesome. So here is what we got, the 12 that we got. This is my favorite one, of course. Haven't tried it, but the label, look at the label. I may have to try to steam that off and put it in my planner or something like that. I just love rabbits so much. They're mostly IPAs or pale ales, but we also got, I think, 1 porter and a stout. I can't wait to try. I bet hubby's going to be super excited. I think I'll go ahead and pop these in our wine fridge and we may share one tonight. Super exciting. I made lasagna. It actually just came out of the oven. Oh, it looks so good, smells so good. We just had our dinner. We had lasagna with a side of spinach salad. Now we're having dessert. We actually already had a red bean mochi, but we're gonna be having some vanilla ice cream with raspberries and balsamic glaze. Yummy, yummy. Hey everyone, it is April 1st, April Fool's Day, Wednesday. I am about ready to head out to the grocery store. I am wearing this scarf. I'm gonna wear it around my neck to the grocery store, and then I may pull it up to cover my nose and my mouth when I'm in the store, and then just like pull it down again for the walk home. I'm not as concerned about like walking in the street as I am being in closer proximity to people, although the grocery store in the morning hasn't been that busy. I plan to be there before 9 a.m. so it should be fine, but just in case, I thought I would wear this and have the option. There hasn't been an official recommendation to wear scarves or masks or bandanas outside unless you're the one who's sick, but as we know, we can be asymptomatic. The good thing about wearing a scarf or a bandana is that it's washable, so I plan to take this off immediately when I get home, put it in the laundry, and then I'll just wear another one when I go out next time. I am wearing sunglasses today because it is supposed to be sunny. I was just about to put on my jacket, which is why I vlogged with my sunglasses on inside. I just actually realized that. But I'm gonna head out now. I just got my order in from Well.ca and I thought I would show you what I got. I had to repurchase a few skincare bits and some toiletries and such. You can already see these colorful bars of soap. These, I actually really like these. Hubby uses the soap for the most part. I think he likes these too. Do you like these soaps? Yeah. I got 5 different scents. This one here is the chamomile and lavender. This is new to us. It's the cranberry bliss, lemon lime burst, apricot and citrus, and finally, aloe vera, olive oil, and vitamin E. This one's new to us too. I got a few products from The Ordinary. I got 2 of the argireline solution 10%. I really love this product. And then I got 2 of the oils. This one here I really love. It's a very light facial oil and it's fantastic. I haven't tried this one before, so I thought I would pick that up. This is only $3.90, so I can't believe the price of the hemisqualane. I just had some chocolate chia seed pudding, so hopefully it's not all in my teeth. I thought I would show you the moisturizers that I got. I've been using those giant Aveeno ones. We had 2 of them, and both of them were from my mother-in-law. I really liked those moisturizers, but I won't be purchasing them because they're not cruelty-free. I'm towards the tail end of the second bottle, and so I've started using that to moisturize my hands and feet at night, and after I take a bath or a shower, I use the Body Shop moisturizer, the one I've really liked in the past. Great scent. It's kind of like a gel moisturizer. It goes on really smooth and soft and absorbs really quickly. But I found that after taking a break from that moisturizer and using the Aveeno one, my skin started feeling really itchy after using the Body Shop one. So I don't know if my skin is just more sensitive now to that moisturizer. I never noticed being itchy before after using it. So I thought I would buy a bunch of moisturizers to try. I went a little bit overboard because Well.ca, they've been kind of like batching orders, so they'll only take a certain number of orders per day, and I don't know if they're not really clear on their system, so I don't know if it's like a time slot thing or if they allow like certain letters of the alphabet in for your name or your email address. And then one day, I think it was either the middle of the day or early evening, it let me in, and so I thought I better buy a little bit more in case they're still continuing to do like these rotating orders and these like batched orders for a longer period of time. And so I did buy 4 different lotions. One is exclusively for feet. So I thought I would just keep this by the bedside and use this on my hands and feet before I go to bed. Right now I'm using the Aveeno one, but it's nearly done and I'm gonna need something else. So this is by Cake and it's the Cakewalk Foot Cream. Read great reviews about it. It's pretty tiny, so I think it's not going to last very long, but hopefully it'll be really nice and moisturizing. And then I bought 3 new to me products. Actually, all of these are new to me. This is by Green Beaver Company and it's a lavender body lotion. So hubby might like this as well. The Cake products were on sale and typically I'm not a huge fan of the Cake moisturizers, but I thought I would give them a try again. This is the Triple Moisture Body Lotion, and it's their Delectable line. And then finally, I got this product from Andalou Naturals, and it's their 1000 Roses Body Lotion. I love the scent of rose, so I'm hoping I'll like this. I'm very excited about these products, and I will finish up the Body Shop products. I think I may use the Body Shop products on my hands and feet before going to bed because I don't really want to put them all over my body now that I've found that I feel itchy when I use that product. So hands and feet should be okay. I have like 1.5 bottles left of the Body Shop stuff. Maybe I'll reserve those for beside the bed because I'm sure this is going to run out very quickly. So that is it for my little haul. I'm gonna have some coffee ice cream now. Hubby and I have been so into Haagen-Dazs ice cream. It's been on sale at multiple places and we've just kind of gone, I don't know. We had the matcha one from, I guess it was the last time we went to T&T. So we've had that for ages and ages and we weren't eating it. It was about like halfway done and then all of a sudden we kind of remembered it, although I always see it when I open the freezer. But we decided to have it, and then ever since then, we've been on this ice cream kick. We just finished 1 tub of vanilla ice cream. I think we ate it over like 2-3 days, which isn't too bad. I mean, they're pretty small. And then we went and we bought 4 tubs of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. We have 2 of my favorite flavor, actually both of our favorite flavor. It's the chocolate peanut butter one, so good. And then we have a coffee one, which we're gonna have a bit of now. And also today when I was at the grocery store, I found a pineapple coconut one and I'm really excited about that one. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? It is Friday, April the 3rd. We're still practicing physical distancing. It looks like the city and the province are starting to get a little bit more serious about that here in Toronto, Ontario anyway, and they're introducing more measures and penalties for people who go out and rip down the caution tape in parks and just sit and congregate. Yes, these things did happen over the weekend when the weather was beautiful. It was tempting to go out. I mean, I went out because I didn't have enough steps in, and I found myself getting so frustrated and anxious because I saw so many people out. And it's not the fact that people were outside, because I mean, I was outside. I saw a lot of people just congregating and standing around and not being physically distant. So as someone who has loved ones in healthcare settings, it really pains me to see that, because I know what's happened in other countries in terms of their healthcare systems, and I know how healthcare workers are at high risk of being exposed and exposed repeatedly, and especially without enough PPEs or personal protective equipment. And it feels really gut-wrenching for me to see people not take it seriously. So I'm glad we have these measures coming. I wish we could take it more seriously. I look at Canada's curve and Ontario in particular, and it is extremely alarming. So I mean, we'll see what happens in the coming days, weeks, months ahead. But I just found that going out in the afternoon, especially when the weather is nice, is not something I can do anymore. Not only because it's harder for me to keep physically distant from people, but also because it just brings up so much anxiety and frustration. So now I have a bit of a new routine. Every day I tweak my routine a little bit, I feel. I find joys in kind of like routine hacking or life hacking, if you will. And every time I find a little bit of an improvement, it feels really good. I'm going to take kind of a longer walk in the morning to get my exercise, maybe going to the grocery store, but I'm going to try to cut down my grocery store purchases as well and maybe just take a walk in the morning, which is something in the past that I haven't really been able to do very well. I think I have mentioned this in a previous vlog, but I really do find I'm most motivated to go for a walk if I'm going somewhere, if I have a destination in mind. And now my motivation to walk is to go to the grocery store, but at the same time, I don't want to go to the grocery store every day. What I'm going to be trying to do is to get the majority of my steps in the morning, which I was trying to do before, but I wasn't quite there. I would get about 6,000 to 7,000 steps in the morning, and then I would have to go out for a short walk in the afternoon, just around the block, but to get my step count up, because pacing around the condo wasn't working. I even tried doing jumping jacks and running in place. Sometimes I just like, it's pretty ridiculous, but literally I'll just be like this in the living room, I'll be like, exercise, exercise, exercise. And or then I'll do this. And so I'll do that over and over again, but it doesn't really help. and I get tired. And it's also not good for my joints to do all of this like really intense jumping around. So I'd rather just get all my steps in walking, but I haven't been disciplined enough to do it all in the morning. So today was the first day that I made an effort. I did have to go to the grocery store and I took a long way around. So normally I think it takes me maybe like 25 minutes to walk to this particular grocery store. And I took such a long detour that I think it took me almost an hour. Rather than having between 6,000 and 7,000 steps when I got home, I had between 8,000 and 9,000. So that was awesome. So now I don't have to go out again. I can just stay home for the rest of the day. I'm going to try to only go out once a day, and that is just to get exercise and maybe go to the grocery store. And I'm going to do it in the morning still. So I've been trying to leave before 8 a.m. and we'll see if I can keep that up. So far, so good. I have no trouble waking up, maybe because we go to sleep a bit earlier, although last night I wasn't sleepy. I don't think I fell asleep until maybe 1 o'clock, but I still had no trouble waking up at 7. My alarm goes at 7 now, and I'm up pretty much like that. Even if I press snooze, I don't actually fall back asleep, and I'll get up before the snooze alarm goes off, which on the phone that I'm using is only 5 minutes. So I'm up within like 2 or 3 minutes of the alarm sounding, which is great. This is what I wanted before. I wanted to wake up at the same time every day. I wanted to wake up with no trouble, and I have that now. So that's, I guess, a positive thing that's come out of my new routine. I also really like showering at night, and what I do is I put my hair up in a bun, like on the top of my head. Not all of my hair goes up because it's not that long. Usually I'll have a few strands like hanging down because I try to put the bun like right on top of my head, and that has helped with the volume in my hair. So that's nice. I mean, I don't go out to see anyone, but I do videos and I do video conferencing, so I haven't been having to blow dry my hair. And because I sleep with the high bun, I have more volume and kind of a nice body wave in the morning. So I've been liking that a lot. What else? I found a sock the other day that has been missing for 3 months. If you watched my cleaning videos, I think I did mention this. I was so convinced that I would find my sock when we pulled out the washing machine. And I was so disappointed when it wasn't back there. And I kept saying to hubby, where is the sock? I don't know where it went. So one day, as we were changing the like winter bed sheets for the spring bed sheets, we have flannel sheets for the winter now and bamboo sheets for the other seasons. We were changing the bed sheets, and the sock was in with the bamboo fitted sheet. So I must have folded it up in the fitted sheet. And when I like shook out the sheet to put it on the bed, the sock appeared, and I was so happy. Yes, this is what it's come to. But again, little joys, little pleasures. You kind of have to find the good in simple things now. I mean, relatively speaking, so far for me, it's been okay because work is really busy. I'm working on my website, which takes up some time in the evening. I'm cooking a lot more. I'm still trying to keep the place clean, although you wouldn't even know that I did the cleaning challenge at this point because there's just hay and dust everywhere again. There's fur everywhere. The kitchen, though, I've been maintaining pretty well because I'm in there so often, and I like listening to podcasts when I cook. Because I'm listening to something, I won't like rush out of the kitchen right after cooking. Instead, I'll see what else needs to be done in the kitchen. So I tend to clean a bit more there. But maybe I should do that. Just put on a podcast and clean 2 or 3 times a week. Might be good to maintain what I accomplished when I did the cleaning challenge. The other 2 things I wanted to talk about were kind of like routine and schedule related as well. So in terms of hubby's schedule, it's all over the place now. So I find that I don't really know what my schedule will be like the next day until the night before. He can work any shift. The earliest shift that he tends to work is from around 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, but he could also be scheduled for a shift that's in the evening. So that's a shift that runs from like 3:30 in the afternoon to 11:30 at night. So that's kind of been wonky, but with my working from home being really flexible, I'm able to like course correct, but that means my routine does get a little bit different. I am trying to keep the morning walk in like 100% of the time, but the rest of the day in terms of like meal times and such, I try to plan that based on hubby's schedule. So everything else, like the cooking, the working, the eating, all of that is like up in the air, which is very strange for me. But I'm trying to, you know, take it day by day, and having a set routine in the morning really grounds me. And then having that flexibility in the rest of the day is interesting because it keeps each day different and unique. And I feel like I have a puzzle to solve every day because the timing is always different. So that's been an interesting part of the day. I've gotten better at focusing, which is really nice. I still check the news multiple times a day because I want to know what's going on. I find that I really have a thirst for the news. I want to see what's happening in different places, and that helps me kind of like set myself up for what to expect here, what could possibly happen here. And I find comfort in that. But it's a fine balance, because when I start to take in too much news, that's when I start feeling a bit more anxious, and I feel like I can't focus on stuff very well. So it's really been a fine line between too much news and not enough news. And every day I try to find that balance. But right now, I think I have it pretty well balanced. What I find has really been helping is time blocking. And I may have talked about this in a previous video, I'm not too sure. But what I'll do when I get home from my walk is I will chunk off a whole bunch of time to do work for the studio. So that's usually around 9 a.m. and it will often take me to 11 or noon. So that will be my work time for the studio, 2 to 3 hours. And then I have my first meal of the day at around maybe 11 or 12. Once I'm done eating, I will time block again. So typically I'll work on studio stuff again for maybe another couple of hours until I'm ready to feed Lulu. I feed Lulu at 3 o'clock, and then I'll like time block some time for a nap. So the time blocking for me isn't scheduled in advance because each day is so different. Sometimes I might have more studio stuff to work on, in which case I'll need to spend more time doing that. And some days I don't have a lot of studio stuff going on, but I will set an intention with time blocking where when I sit down to do something, I'm not going to be distracted. So I find that really helps, just having that intention of doing one particular thing. Same thing if I'm in the kitchen. If I'm cooking dinner, I'll block off maybe an hour or two in the kitchen so I can cook and make the tea for the evening or the steeped hot drink for the evening. I can clean a bit, I can put some dishes away, I can organize some stuff. That really helps to focus my mind on what I'm doing so that I'm not distracted and doing a million things at one time, but really not accomplishing very much. That's been my way of having a routine, but also being flexible and time blocking without being very rigid about it. Also being flexible, but being able to focus my mind and be really intentional about what I'm doing. So that, I think, is a good place to end off this week's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know down below how you've been doing, if you've been having trouble focusing, or if you time block as well, but maybe in a different way. Love to hear how you're doing with your routine and generally how you're feeling throughout all this. I know a lot of us are having a hard time staying home and with the physical distancing and the self-isolation. So let me know if you guys have any tips, anything that you're finding makes things easier day by day. I would love to hear some of those. I'm gonna try to post a video around once a week, so hopefully I can continue to do that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're doing great despite the circumstances, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.